All right, we're going to go with 110 for the goal on number 1. Now, something to keep in mind, I mentioned yesterday, if you're muting properly, then it's not a big deal if you hit the E string when you go or trying to play the chord. Problem is, if you go too slow at the picking, you'll get something like that. So you just got to go faster. So think about being more aggressive when you play the chord. Because I'm definitely hitting 3 strings when I do that. I'm hitting the E string for sure. There. Even if I'm playing everything pretty slow, all 3 strings are being hit, at least right there. I can do it without hitting it on slower speeds, but you just got to move the pick fast enough when you go to play the chord that if you do end up hitting the E string, you don't hear an additional sound. It's muted. You don't hear an extra like rhythmic sound or anything like that. So just make sure you get more aggressive and just pick faster to get to that chord, and that should help. All right, so here we go at 110. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 2. So let's hit the lead first. Play it at 60. So this one, the main thing is just to get through it all. And this is to help you memorize the scales a little bit different way. So up 1, down the next. I'll demonstrate how the memorization process is going to go after this. So if it feels like 60 is really easy and you want to challenge yourself, then try it a bit faster. But here we go. The lead part at 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the power chords. Actually, before we do that, so I think it's been quite some time since we looked at numbered chord progressions, but we are doing that again. I'm going to start having the Roman numerals above the chords once more when it seems like an appropriate time to put them up there. So this way we can start looking at how the chord progressions go. So this is everything we're playing right now is in the key of A minor. So A minor pentatonic is in the key of A minor. Remember on that image with all the pentatonic shapes, that second scale also is a C major pentatonic. So remember, the A minor and C major key is the same thing. Usually when you're looking at chord progressions, you look at it from the major scale perspective. At least that's what I see most often. You can look at it from a minor scale perspective, but let's keep things simple right now and look at it from the major scale perspective. So that's why here for the C major chord, And above the C5, you have Roman numeral 1. So the minor chord, the A minor chord anyway, the relative minor to the C chord, that's number 6. So just things to start observing here. So we got the A minor is chord number 6, C major is chord number 1, G major here is chord number 5, and you can also play them as power chords. So if you have, like for instance here, a 6-1-6-1-5-6 progression, you can play it as the minor and major chords, or you can play it as the power chords. Either one is fine, depending on what sound you want. Noticing things like that in music you are learning can help you identify stuff a lot more quickly, because so much music is just repeating patterns all over the place in tiny little variations. And then the second half, got your C major and C5. So chord number 1, once again, the D5 or D minor, chord number 2, back to chord number 1, chord number 2, and then here we got chord number 6, chord number 1. So much more of an actual chord progression this time, because we're not just playing the same chord in different places over and over and over again. Now we're getting a bit more movement here. So let's play the power chords next. So you can say the chord name again, also the number. That's a good idea too. So maybe play it through with the chord, saying the chord name, and then also with the number, or maybe even both. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, A5, 6, 4, C5, 1, A5, chord number 6, C5, chord number 1, G5, A5, C5, chord number 1, D5, chord number 2, C5, chord number 1, D5, chord number 2, A5, A5, C5. So yeah, obviously right here and here, too much is going on to say the chord number and the chord name at the same time. So I guess pick whichever one. I picked the chord name. Alright, so let's do the clean chords next. 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, chord number 6. C major, chord number 1. A minor, chord number 6. C major, chord number 1. G, A minor. C major, chord number 1. D minor, chord number 2. C major, chord number 1. D minor, chord number 2. A minor, C. Alright. So I think that covers everything. Wait, no, it does not cover everything. That's right. So as far as scale memorization goes, this is what I'd like you to have ready for next time if you can. So you're going to go up and down, or up one scale number 1, down scale number 2, and then hit that A note once more. So like this. This is what you're going to do. And then the next thing you're going to do is go up shape number 2, down shape number 3, and then hit the C one more time. So all together, the scale stuff to have memorized for next time if you can. Okay, now we've covered everything. So, any questions come up, let me know. I will see you again next week.